Hello there everybody, and welcome into a different kind of video than I'm used to making. This is, in my opinion, the top 10 horror games that drop this year in 2025 that you need to go and pick up and play right now if you're a horror gamer. Luto. It basically is exploring the psyche of a man who is being haunted by his demons by a sheep ghost. Mom is so sweet. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Thank you for keeping those. Oh, fudge! As a very creative person who loves writing horror and movies, plot twist and puzzle solving and just eerie psychological horror, this was a phenomenal game. It ties together script writing, mental illnesses, but it's so interesting to kind of envelop the mind of a character and in the relationship of what that is really depicting in imagery and themes is just so good. I just think because, you know, we want jump scares, we want spoopy, that psychological horror games can find a hard time being up in the higher slots. But I think this one's really a good time to play. It has some good jump scares. It has some plot twists and something worth mentioning. And I couldn't leave it off the list in any capacity. Kiosk. This year, a lot of cooking simulator games combining simulation with horror really took off. Now, I think out of all of them, Kiosk had the most fun blended ability of making food. It had so many different meals. It had so many interesting and unique characters that came up, as well as it probably had the most jump scares in a game that is so lightheartedly spooky that I think closed my browsers and almost jumped out of my chair a few times. It's a great fun. You can have so much time just cooking the food and throwing it around. Perfect. And making jokes, as well as it has a eeriness and that fear of something around the corner. And I couldn't leave it off the list. I think simulation horror games this year have a sweet spot in my heart, and I had to make sure it was in my honorable mentions list. Pieces of Me. Now, I think what's really interesting is a lot of these indie horror games take place in some post-Soviet Union, Russia, Cold War times. Really interesting characters and storylines. I think this one is not a classic jump scare again. Dude, they use the same lady in every game? I know. I know they do. Oh my gosh, oh my god, oh my god! Of a psychological thriller drama where you're uncovering the truth that this abandoned school and what has happened to your character and the characters that you know. I would say the tension that it builds with the psychological and the fear of something coming and the unknown with the jump scares really leaves you on the edge of the seat the whole time. It has a great atmosphere, great storytelling happening, and that's all we can really ask for as horror gamers. We got jump scares, storytelling, and tension, and I think it marks, in my books, number 10. Silent Still 2. Chicken nuggets! Chicken nuggets! Oh, hell! I believe this game has mixed reviews from audience members across the globe because it is kind of a sit there and wait what happens, right? We're exploring horror games of sleep paralysis and the idea of you're out of control, which is a fear and a thing that some people can struggle with. And exploring these ideas of you don't have control, and there's people that really do experience things like this, I think is incredible storytelling. Outside of that, the in-game mimicry of the creature that is trying to, I don't know, possess you from your sphincter, and the amount of sheer jump scares that had me crying is just, it's good. It's so good. It's a, very jump scare heavy game, but I think the message and the themes behind sleep paralysis and not being in control is really, really good for a horror game. Dread Flats. Now, this is a really creepy game. I played the demo early this year, played the full release when it came out. And I had really, really high hopes from that first experience. The game, you're following a paid journalist to uncover what is haunting in an apartment complex. I believe you're paid like 10 grand. Like, who wouldn't take that kind of money? You get to be there, survive for 3 days, kind of like Ghost Hunters, you know, Ghost Adventurers. We're looking for the ghost, anyone there kind of deal. It does a really, really good job of building that abandoned environment. Again, it's some heart-shaking jump scares that got me a couple times. The entity, shall we call it, is scary. Didn't know your grandma could be the most terrifying thing you've ever seen on this planet. Dread Flats is going to be a game for you, so you will have nightmares to come. It encompasses really all the great details of an horror game. Ah! Oh, what the shit is that? Huh? That was not grandma. It has a crazy switch up of the ending sequence that becomes so eerie and changes the gameplay completely from what you were playing in the beginning and gives you really 2 different kind of vibes. Overall, great experience. The Cabin Factory. What do you mean? There was jump scares. Jump scares off? Family games have been really big in the last probably year to 2, and especially this year. No surprise that they are coming in near the top here. The Cabin Factory was my personal first experience playing an Anomaly game, and it left a lasting impression that I am terrified now of. We know it has the creepy horror lady that is in every possible indie game ever, and we love it. We still love it. We love it. It is really creepy and interesting to take the vibe of, here is a cabin, and it's literally 3 rooms that you get to explore, but it has so much depth to the family, the characters they made in there, and just the anomalies that are happening. I think outside of Skull Hotel, which I played this year, this is the game that I got most anomalies wrong, and probably got to the last attempt once, or probably got to the last the sections of the section you had to do, and died probably 10 plus times. I was raging on my stream, and I think it's just really, really good. It really created a sense of anger, panic, and fear in me of how many different situations and anomalies that could pop up, and the storytelling that was happening. The Floor Above. Now, this isn't just another Anomaly game to me, and it was currently only a demo when I played the game. The full release has not even came out yet, and it left that much of an impact on me. For me, this had some of the most intense jump scares I think any game I've played this year. Again, with Anomaly games, over time, you are getting into a pattern of routine. There's the same events happening over and over, so there is that comfortability once the unknown is gone, but yet I think they've done a wonderful job in this game of breaking the patterns up. Oh my god, I'm getting so sick of spinning. Throwing unexpected ones that are rarer. I don't know what the kind of drop rate on these games that they decided, but this one is so good because it plays on such a thing like Silent Still 2, where you have a lack of control, and your only defense, you can't run, the only defense is you can close your eyes. You can close your eyes and hope it goes away, or you can press the button and, you know, if there's an anomaly, you go to the next floor or whatnot. But it's so interesting to be tied to a chair and you're just spinning. You're just spinning back and forth. And I think that's a really interesting story that they got going on. And I honestly can't wait to play the full game and see what all the different kind of new jump scares and anomalies and events that are going to transpire in it. And I hope they make it even more creepy and scary. Blasphema. My 2 biggest fears: mannequins. Oh, let's start that over. Biggest fears: mannequins, dolls, and nuns. God, I fucking threw my back out. Holy shit. Oh, fuck me. If you know me, I do not like anything to do with the Conjuring Nun or anything. So be playing a game that is inspired by that is absolutely ludicrous. It's pure nightmare fuel for me. This was a game that I put off my stream for, I think, over a week because I didn't want to play it, but I knew I needed to play it because it was going to be so good. And the scares. Now, this game is about solving puzzles to escape the cursed apartment of the nun, or a demon per se. This game literally, I think, had me curled up with my head in my neck, trying to hide away from my screen the entire time and praying that I was done. It also has a really good midway point that actually fools you into thinking maybe you have completed an escape, only to know that there is more horror and death in front of you. The game had really interesting puzzle mechanics that were honestly most of the time too big for me, and I was stumbling around the room and just in fear that I was going to be engulfed by the demon. But hey, W game. W game. Haunted Room 205. Another anomaly game. Are you surprised? Probably not at this point. Anyways, Room 205 is coming up and took me by storm as I think another indie game that was totally under the radar, totally not seen. But it has such a good and different change of the jump scares that are happening as you come back into your apartment. It had a really fun eating and drinking mechanic as well to clear your sanity. I'm just built different, chat. Most people would have panicked, and that's it. And I think the way they built the ghost in this story of multiple characters being different from each other and having kind of different alignment and goals, I think was really, really interesting and fun. Again, you come into your room at home and you're living on the reason that it's 300 USD a week or something. Yeah, you best believe that it's haunted. All right. For me, I had so much fun playing the game. It had great jump scares that literally left me with a broken neck and my soul torn from my flesh. All right. Silent Hill F. I could not leave Silent Hill F off my list. Again, some people, their opinion, enjoyment, or scares might not find this game as enjoyable. Silent Hill games are built off psychological horror and storytelling, which, again, I love. So this game, I think, a lot of people are going to compare it to Silent Hill 2, which is what I compared it to, just based on, recency. It's the most recent one I played on my channel last year. My first experience playing a Silent Hill game was that. So a lot of my comparisons went to that within combat, the gameplay mechanics. It's very different than it has very Souls-like gameplay, which was honestly a different vibe and very fun and challenging for me. And I really love Souls games anyway, so I loved it. The storytelling was immaculate. I think for me, the only thing opinion change-wise that I really liked from what Silent Hill 2 did was with the mannequins, because there are mannequin-like characters in this game, as well as like the jump scares were so much more in Silent Hill 2. I feel like this one had a really great underlying story, the psychologicalness in what was happening in the comparison of the real world events in real life that they are talking about through their themes and storytelling of Japanese culture is incredible. The world that it's created is immensely super cool. And just in my opinion, if they added a few more jump scares, it could have been a little higher. But also, again, looking at this list, most of these games are indie games, and I think indie games are really taking the world by storm, not just in gaming, but also movie making and lots of other realms. I think there's so many great creators. But Silent Hill F, it's immaculate. The sound design, the game design, the writing design, it's what you expect out of a great AAA studio. The Gretlo tapes. Now, funny enough about this game is I had made my list prior to playing this game, and it changed me so much by playing it. I put it all the way at number 2. It didn't only make the list, but it made my top 2. This game is so good. For an indie game that's probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours long, some keys are missing. If I turn around and somebody's here, I'm gonna... Oh! Taking a Madison-like horror game experience, which I absolutely hated that game. It's a love-hate relationship, let's say that. By how scary it is to me. Just the fear of these flashlight and lighter mechanics in a game, as well as a creepy house and a creepy story going on. This game had so many amazing jump scares that I was not ready for. And even the ones that I was semi-prepared, knew they were coming, absolutely made me look pale as a sheet ghost. And I have nothing but props to do. This game came in right at Halloween. It was a perfect timing for me to play it. felt the vibes and everything, and it made me rethink everything I had on this list. I can only say, go please check it out. Check out my video or play the game for yourself. It is amazing. Coming in at number 1, sound the drums, sound the alarms. My top horror game of 2025 is Amente. Well, I'm just gonna leave you right here, and I'm gonna go about my business. Oh, somebody poo-pooed on the wall. Holy fucking! I think I do-dooed on the wall, chat. I think it just exploded out the back. I believe if you look at any other big content creator, the immense jump scares that came out of this game and the amazingly creepy atmosphere in the story of exploring Egyptian crypts by yourself is immaculate. This game is so good. It's about coming over some pharaoh Rodaman tomb and expelling some kind of dark curse, I guess. But you journey through very tight halls and catacombs and tombs. It just gives you that claustrophobic vibe while also feeling like someone is watching you and hunting you and trying to murder you. This game, it does an amazing job of building the atmosphere. It has the biggest highlight jump scare of the year. And literally for $7 when I bought the game, you can't beat that indie game prices. When you pay that and you get an experience like this, there's not much more to say. This game had me everywhere. Sound design, writing, the atmosphere, the storytelling, the jump scares. It takes number 1 spot for me. I think it had me screaming the loudest I have screamed. I think my neighbors came knocking on my door, and I think my cats probably ran off and scattered in terror from what is he doing. So go play these games. Go play these games. I'm sure out of the 12 games I've listed here, there's one you'll like. There's one you'll really enjoy. So give it a try. Or go watch my videos. I played them all.